Yeah, so I was just scrolling this morning, minding my own business, and I see the news. Star Citizen has now officially crossed $1 billion in crowdfunding. $1 billion. I sat there staring at the number like, man, what the hell? I refreshed the page 3 times. I closed the tab, opened it again, even switched to my phone. Still the same number. I showed it to my cat. The cat didn't care, but I had to show someone. That genuinely broke my brain for a solid minute. And here we are. The game is still in alpha. Still. And they've somehow convinced over 6.5 million people to hand them more than $1 billion. That's actually impressive in the most terrifying way possible. I'm not even mad anymore. I'm just trying to process it. $1 billion for a game that still doesn't have a release date. Someone on Reddit called it the most expensive tech demo in history. And honestly, that's not even an exaggeration at this point. Right after they hit the billion mark, what do? They drop a brand new ship, the Anvil Odin, $5,000, and you can't even fly it. It's a concept, a drawing. It doesn't exist in the game yet. But here's the part that actually got me. You couldn't just buy it, you had to apply. They made people write an essay, 1,000 words, explaining why you deserve to be the captain of a spaceship that isn't real yet, like a job application, for the privilege of spending $5,000. And people did it. They wrote essays. I read about this and I had to put my phone down for a second. What do I know though? I'm just some guy staring at a screen. Maybe I'm completely missing the vision. Maybe the vision requires a cover letter and 3 references. Look, I get it. Some people love the idea. They love the concept art, the big promises, the dream of this giant living universe. And I respect that. I really do. But 14 years, most kids who were in middle school when this thing started are now adults with jobs. Some of them probably have kids of their own. Those kids might even be gaming now, and the game they were waiting for still isn't finished. Not even close. I was talking to a friend yesterday who backed it back in 2013. Spent a couple $100. He's not even angry. He's just tired. He logs in once a year, flies around for 10 minutes, tries to land, and then his ship just explodes. For no reason. He was gently approaching a landing pad. Everything looked fine, and then bam. Fire everywhere. He just sat there laughing, because what else are you gonna do? That's his yearly Star Citizen experience. And he's still technically a backer. He told me he might buy another ship next year, just to support the vision. I didn't know what to say. I just nodded slowly. I read about another player recently who tried the game for the first time. Spent 4 hours, got lost in the city looking for an ammo shop for 40 minutes, watched another player fall out of a spaceship. His ammo disappeared for no reason. His gun glitched. He accidentally shot a security guard, got sent to an in-game jail, and had to wait 70 minutes to get out. 4 hours of playtime, 0 missions completed. He just uninstalled the game and went on Reddit to write about it. And people in the comments were like, yeah, those bugs have been there for like 6 years. They keep saying Squadron 42 is in closing stages. I've been hearing that for years now. At this point, it just feels like Code 4, we'll get back to you when we feel like it. It's like when I say, I'm in the closing stages of cleaning my garage. I haven't touched it in 6 months, but the thought is there. Every time I open the door, I stare at the mess for 10 seconds and close it again. There's a box in there from when I moved in. I don't even know what's in it. I'm pretty sure it's been there since the Obama administration. That's basically Squadron 42. A decade of staring at the garage and going, yeah, almost there. I'm not even hating on the players who are still riding with it. Some of you have been here since day 1 and you're ride or die. I actually respect the loyalty, but I'm watching this from the outside, like, how? How does a game raise $1 billion and still feel like it's never actually going to come out? It's become this weird cultural thing at this point. Star Citizen isn't really a game anymore. It's a lifestyle, a never-ending alpha that somehow keeps printing money. Every time they need more cash, they just sell another ridiculously expensive JPEG of a spaceship and the cycle continues. I saw a chart once of all the promised features: planet-sized cities, player-run economies, full space farming. I'm not making that up. Space farming. I still don't know what that means. Maybe it's for the space cows. I don't know. At this point, I don't even care. It's just words on a screen. Beautiful, expensive words that cost $5,000 a ship. Oh, and there was a data breach. Back in January, hackers got into their system, grabbed a bunch of player info, names, emails, date of birth, that kind of stuff. And CIG didn't tell anyone for 6 weeks. 6 weeks, they just sat on it. No email to players, no big announcement on their social media, just a quiet notice on their website. People found out because someone stumbled across it and posted about it. Can you imagine? Your personal data gets stolen, and the company just sort of forgets to mention it for a month and a half. That's how they handle things. And just a few weeks ago, they had to do a full wipe of the servers, reset everything, because the in-game economy was completely broken by duplication exploits. People were cloning valuable items, printing money, flooding the market. The only things that survived the wipe were items people had bought with real money. It's a great metaphor, really. The only permanent thing in Star Citizen is the stuff you paid real cash for. Everything else might just disappear tomorrow. The crazy thing is, every time a new ship goes on sale, the money just pours in. It's not even a game. It's a masterclass in marketing. They've managed to sell the idea of a game so well that people keep paying for it. This might be the most successful crowdfunding project in history, and it's still basically one guy's very expensive hobby that 6 million people decided to fund together. I imagine Chris Roberts waking up every morning, looking at the bank account, and thinking, I could finish the game, or I could design another limited edition luxury space yacht. And then he picks the yacht, and I can't even blame him, because people buy the yacht. The yacht probably comes with a JPEG of an even bigger yacht. Part of me wants to be mad, but the other part just wants to study it. Like, what is the psychology here? People are paying thousands of dollars for a promise, and the promise keeps getting extended. It's not a scam really, because they do release stuff. You can technically play the alpha, but it's also not a finished product. It's in this weird limbo, this quantum state of being both a game and not a game, and somehow that ambiguity is what keeps the money flowing. I've been talking about a game I've never even properly played. I watched a stream once. The guy walked around a space station for an hour, and then glitched through the floor. That was my entire Star Citizen experience. And honestly, it feels about right. If I tried to play it today, I'd probably glitch into a wall and spend 6 hours trying to figure out my inventory. I don't have time for that. I'm too busy refreshing videos on my phone. I don't have any big conclusion here. I'm not telling you to stop backing it. I'm not telling you to keep backing it. I'm just saying, $1 billion, after 14 years, still no full release. That's actually insane. If you've been following this thing since the Kickstarter days, let me know how you're feeling right now in the comments. I'm genuinely curious. Did you think it would take this long? Are you still holding out hope? I'm not judging. I'm just honestly fascinated. I'm gonna go stare at the wall for a bit and think about my life choices. Maybe check my own bank account to see if I can afford a JPEG of a spaceship. Probably not, but I'll think about it. Thanks for listening to me yap. Peace.